So, hey, I'm Rodo, software engineer here at StrongDM. I'll demo today AccessBot. It is a chatbot for managing temporary access to your StrongDM resources. You can use Slack or you can use Microsoft Teams. The web page of AccessBot, this is the repository. There you can find, well, of course, all the code, but there's also the documentation. There's a curated version of the documentation that you can visit here. And there, for example, you have all the different environment variables and configurations that you can enter in AccessBot. Take a look because there might be one that matches your use case. In this specific demo, I'll run AccessBot with the following configuration. So it is using admins channel. So this is a feature that allows you to, when you create an access request, all the access requests are going to be sent to this channel. And then any person that belongs to the channel can approve the access request. Then we have the auto-approve role tag and the auto-approve tag. So this is just for marking certain resources or roles with any specific tag, then enabling them to be auto-approved. So you have two types of flows in AccessBot, the manual flow and the auto-approve flow. So the manual flow is the default one, where you just like request access to a resource and someone needs to approve it. And the automatic flow is when you request access to a resource and the access is just going to be granted automatically. So if you go to general, for example, I can show you, well, let's start with the help. So if I start with the help, you'll see the whole list of commands that you have available. So access to a resource, access to a role, is actually, you're going to get temporary access to all the resources listed in that role. And then you can see like the full list of available resources and the full list of available roles. And these are some commands that I have because I'm an admin this time. So if I start with the roles, I can just say show available roles. It's going to give me a list of roles. As you can see, some of the roles are like just regular text and others highlighted. The highlighted ones are configured as automatic approval. So I can just go and say access to role. Oh, come on, and the name of a role. And this is going to grant me automatic access to all the resources listed in that role. If I go to my user interface, it looks like this, Snowflake test 1. That's one of the roles, it was one of the resources listed in that role. Then I can do, if I do the same for a manual flow type of role like this one, in that case, an access request is going to be created. A message is going to be sent to the AccessBot private channel that I have configured. And the admin can actually deny my request. They can even say like, yeah, we cannot grant you permissions today. I don't know, some reason, right? So if you do that, the access request is going to be denied. And then the original request, like we'll create a thread and specify what's the reason behind the denial. As you have roles, you also have resources, right? So you can go and list all the available resources. And in this case, I should also see a list of resources and certain resources highlighted. So the ones that are highlighted can be automatically granted, like this case. Or there are other resources that you can get access like manually, following the manual approval flow. We can just pick one of them. And we have introduced certain flags that are optional by default. You can make them required if you want, mandatory, where you can like specify a reason. I need to fix a bug. And then you can even change the duration of the grant. Let's say by default, it is 60 minutes, I think. So you can say I need it for 2 hours, right? If I do this, a new access request is going to be created. And then any user that belongs to this channel can go and approve or deny. So in this case, I'm going to just approve. And what's going to happen is that I'm going to receive a message as an admin that I have granted this resource for 2 hours. And if I go back to general, the resource is going to be marked with a thumbs up. So thank you very much for listening. If you have any question, please leave it in the comments.